Well folks, some Phyllis news. I told you in the other video that I managed to locate a barrel, but this is from a Shogun. But as you can see, if you look, they look pretty much spot on. What I'm going to do now is, the only difference I can see so far is at the top end, the dowels are in opposite holes. That won't be an issue because I can counter drill these. They're not a different size all the way down, it's just a locating dowel. Oil comes up this hole to lubricate the top end. That one and that one, they're pretty much in the same position. Bottom wise, the dowels are in the correct place. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go out to shed and hopefully be able to squeeze my fat bottom between spurt and where Phyllis is laid up. And I'm just going to, even though the smashed up piston and all that lot's still on Phyllis, I'm just going to slide this over the studs, see if it's the same clearance. Because for 25 quid, including the pistione, new rings, circlips, wrist pin and all that bollocks, that's killed two birds with one stone, because I have just priced up the cylinder head. Two valve guides. I'll show you, I've took pictures. The head from Suzuki, two valve guides, the valve guide circlips, which retain them in, stop them going too deep, baby, a bit like a cock ring. And what else was it? Suzuki head gasket, which to be fair was only 20 quid. Something like 777 quid, whatever it was. It's pretty close to that. I did take a photo, I'll show it. But if that's the route I've got to go, economically, wrote the bike off. Just totally wrote it off. I'm not spending 700, for best part of 800 quid for a cylinder head. They almost don't exist second hand. I'm going to look on eBay Global and see what I can get one for. I have seen one for sale on eBay, and that was about 200 quid. The Suzuki ones are 300 and something. The valve guides, unbelievably, I'm sure when I looked before Christmas, they were like 85 quid each. I thought, fuck me, that's expensive. £195 each. I think basically what Suzuki do, and a lot of the bike manufacturers do with spares prices, is they write a price on a rubber ball and they just throw it around, you know. So yeah, so I'm going to go out to the shed, see if that fits. Oh dear, I've got one of those, what do you call it? Adjustable compression pistons, look. Right, that's the dowel. Let's move you. Let's move you. I only really want to slide it on the end. That's if I can get the little bastard in. Right. Let's get the correct orientazione. How do you do? Oh, I nearly had it then. It's a bit hard to do one-handed because I think I've got to... let's put it down. Oh, come on. That fits. So the big battle now is to find a top end. Oh, the only thing that's missing on this as well, Shoguns were carburetted, which at the end of the day, if we have to go down the route of a £20 Chinese carb instead of the fuel oleum injection, that's not going to be an issue, because it'll be easy to run a fuel line down to a carb, and the throttle body already has a throttle, you know, like a carburetor style throttle wheel and stuff on it anyway. So that wouldn't be an issue to swap over to a carburetor, and I'd probably actually get a bit more power. So at least we know the barrel fits. That's 50% of the problem cured. But I think I'm still going to have to Probably split the cases and just make sure there's no metal floating around in there, because we don't want that. So it's still a big job, but it's going to be doable and enjoyable. It's just got to be economically viable. The bike is pennies to run. I'm not worried about running costs of the bike or anything like that. Pennies. Absolute pennies. I mean, like a new front tyre is about 30-40 quid. You know, brake pads are a tenner. The fork seals and all that lot, they're all in good order. So running it wise, not an issue at all. It's not like you're trying to run a shaper bike or anything like that. I quite like that it's a little bit ratty. So yeah, that's going to be the big thing, is the top end. There are currently no scrap engines for sale. I am in contact with a number of breakers all the time, saying if you ever get one of these in. But what I might do, I'm going to look for a Shogun top end, because the dimensions should be the only difference between a Shogun and this is fuel oleum injected, and that's the big difference. The original barrel has a casting there with a hole drilled in it, a threaded hole drilled in it, for this, which is a temperature sensor, cylinder head temperature sensor, and that basically tells the fuel injection whether it's hot or cold. You know, something could probably made up there. I could probably get away with just grinding a bit of this off and putting a threaded hole in, because it's only got to go near the barrel. I could probably fill that with liquid metal or weld and do it, because it's only got to be near the barrel. Obviously it doesn't touch the barrel or anything like that. So yeah, so that's where we are. Intriguing and annoying, but also light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it's a bit like going after that small blonde you've been wanting to put your willy in for ages, and finally she sort of gives you the nod as she's completely pissed and lost all her morals.
One eternity later.
Well folks, from that last section showing the barrel on Phyllis, it's been quite a few days. I've not been a well puppy. I've had like a stomach flu, off and on for a couple of weeks actually, and yeah, been sick and all that lot's great. I'm very rarely sick. I usually get the shits if I'm ill, but yeah, very rarely sick, but I've been honking up and all this lot. So the only thing that winds me up about it is it lets people down. So the last couple of weeks I've been letting people down, but hey ho, if you're ill, you're ill. But anyway, I've just come in to just check the diameter of the fuel pipe on the quad. And yeah, it's one of the sizes I haven't got. So I'm going to this week order a little bit of fuel pipe. I might have some knocking around somewhere under all this crap, because usually when I buy a fuel line and stuff like that, I use what I need and then chuck the rest under there. So I might have some, but the bit that I've got, it's too big a bore, so can't use that. Yes, other than that, nothing much else has happened. Spurt's already go and all that lot, but I've not had a chance to get out, so oh well, never mind. The Aprilia has been reinsured. That never went up, so that's been reinsured. Got to pay for that Tuesday. Other than that, not a lot's happening. I've slept an awful lot. It's been wonderful. But yes, I'm only just sort of feeling all right today. I actually had something proper to eat yesterday, which was nice. I had Cornish pasty and chips, and it was bloody lovely. So that's where I am. So still not finished the quad. We are slightly ahead on Phyllis though, because you know now we've got the barrel and piston and what have you. Yeah, it could be light at the end of the tunnel. I'm still trying to find a head. Oh God, they're expensive. But you know, nobody says there's a time limit on these things. It doesn't matter if this sits here 2 years. It doesn't matter. Eventually it will be done. But I am gonna get a gasket set, and if and when we put it together, when we find all the bits, I may as well wait till I've got all the bits, put it together, The engine's going to come out, split the cases, make sure there's no forbidden glitter in there and all that lot. Check the condition of oil pumps, stuff like that. Other than that, yeah, not a lot happening. Not a lot happening. And now I only really get the weekends to come in here anyway. But yeah, it's just one of them things. The mojo's there, but it isn't. Anyway, enjoy yourselves.
Just one more thing.
No, Lieutenant. There is no just one more thing. Goodbye.